another Sherlock stream, I guess. But we'll be playing the one called Crimes and Punishment today, which is technically the next one, so to speak, in the chronological order, but absolutely not the one they released next. This one is fairly new compared to the rest. I hope it launched okay. It looks like it did. So right, this is also one I've actually played before, but it's been a while, so I'm just going to jump straight into it. So this one plays a little differently than the last two. Still a lot the same, like you gotta deduct, you gotta inspect clues and all, but there's quick time events in this, for instance, and you have to make your deductions in the casebook. Oh yeah, the graphical improvements, of course. But
Holmes!
please don't shoot me.
Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad.
Can you disarm him, please?
Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet please. I'm trying to concentrate.
New voice actor as well.
Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
He's just
I
keeping
missed
house.
4 out of 10.
Given
just
you were
keeping the housing
blindfolded, that
prices
was
down.
very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
Yes.
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Medi Men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
Indeed.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Tabs open, casebook, and check your current progress. Alright, so here's Woodman's Lee. I probably have to put on some clothes. Documents, dialogues, souvenirs, echoes, character portraits. Ah, no, this is third person, but you can at least move with mouse and keyboard. Why you zoomed in on that's not good.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
I mean, it's not too much of a mess, you know. Okay, it's a little bit messy, but this is honestly neater than my house.
This is where I keep my post.
You don't have any posts, see?
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
That's a lot of newspapers. You might be a hoarder.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Open, please. Right, a little bit clunky, the controls, but makeup table. Can I put on locked? Okay. Oh, I can put on the top hat. That's not locked. All my glasses are, however. Got some lovely facial hair here. Mutton chops. It kind of looks like Abe Lincoln. Right, so I imagine I'll unlock all of these throughout the cases. To wardrobe. Yeah, those are the suits from the earlier games. What would fit my I'm gonna have the black suit. I think that will fit best with my top hat. Yeah, there we go. Now I look presentable.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Right, and then... Oh, I see you got a new bed, Watson. Slightly better looking this time. A bit short though, I'd say. He's really gonna have to crawl up to sleep on that. So we're back to teleporting around. Open deductions. Have I made any deductions? No clues. I think we've arrived. I'm wearing a suit to a murder scene. I'm not really sure if that's...
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
I think we've arrived. Oh, where? Oh. Stone pathway. Land around stone pathway. There are footsteps here.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Where's your ruler? Measure. Come on. Okay, can just use this willy-nilly then. Cool.
Mr. Holmes?
I'm not allowed in.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Mm-hmm. Is this a garden though? I feel like this is a... well, it's a vegetable garden, I suppose. Can you... oh, okay, you can run. How about here? Oh, this is evidently locked. There's Lestrade.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
When was the body found, actually?
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
What's this then? Oh, it's a character portrait. Rested it. Am I missing something now? Body pass.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream, but I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
So he died around, so he'd been there, what, 8 hours before?
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
That's unfortunate.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
How do you know about Plymouth? Pilgrimage? Profile of the victim, unidentified footsteps. Pilgrimage sounds. She's a very religious Christian Catholic woman who undertook a St. James Way pilgrimage when she was young. I have a feeling it's the character profile in, or the pilgrimage.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
You're welcome.
Thank you, madam.
Sorry, my grandpa texted me. That's a very cozy little house. I could do without the rooster though. Right, I forgot. Maybe I should do this to find clues. Can't see anything. Right. Off you go. Now we're going to look at a body. Hey ho, Lestrade.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Do I have to? Can't you just describe it for me? Fine. Let's go inside.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
What? You've left the body lie there
Good
since
thinking.
yesterday?
Hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
I don't think it's Mrs. Carey, but she wasn't exactly very strong. Door. Well done. Door lock.
These scratches are fresh. You're right.
Truly a
Someone
deductive
tried to
mind.
force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
I just noticed no one emotes in this. They're just staring like blank-faced at each other. Right tool, so we need something to like... This looks like a shed. Is it possible to open it? Oh. That was probably something I wasn't supposed to see until I got in there. Mrs. Carey, do you have like a...
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Okay, you're done. So... Do I carry an inventory? Select the suit you wear to join using your personal wardrobe. Okay, so I wasn't supposed to show up here in my... Right. I assume we'll be met in that case, okay. I think someone had a crush here.
Mr. Holmes?
Hello. Being a lot more nicer to me than you were in the Jack the Ripper case, I'll say. This boat has been here for some time. Okay, so...
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took...
Yes. Thank you. Am I just supposed to... Oh. I thought I had to break it open. That looks kind of gruesome.
What a terrible way to die.
So that was a slow death. So we'll look at the table then.
Someone drank from this glass recently.
I wouldn't have.
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
Peter Carey, right? Tobacco.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
This looks like a ship. Sort of. Oh, I can move that so I can... Ah, I see, I have to move them into like the correct positions. This one goes like there. This is... This looks like the front of the ship, so I'm gonna have to put it like so, I think, and then sort of like this. How well do you want it? Is there a margin for error? Okay, so okay, there is a little bit
This
of
is
a
a
margin for
coarse
error.
tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
You had to reconstruct to realize it was sailor's tobacco. I mean, he is a sailor.
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
I think I'm able to like... I'm gonna look at the body last, I think. I think I could have constructed that myself, Sherlock.
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Exciting. Shelf.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box or a small chest, perhaps.
What's F then? Is that... Ah, okay.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Okay, object of interest. I'll probably need that later. Oh, cool, you can be opened.
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
The bag, not important.
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting.
Well, we can try the boots on the footprints outside, I suppose.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Time to step all over your blood then.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong.
It's a notebook.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Can I flip it open?
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime. but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Yes, okay, open.
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Good question. I have no clue. No, I want to keep looking at the blood. There's a knife here.
This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
That much is obvious.
Peter Carey was
Clothes.
fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
There's a lot of flies here.
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
Grim. B. I've gotten deductions. Pin to the wall, notebook, break-in attempt, Snow Gardener. Deselected, please. Well, there. I don't actually know what these clues will help with yet. So, right, let's go try out the boot.
These boots don't match the footprints.
I'm fairly sure you just ruined some evidence, but right. More evidence required? Okay.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
I don't think so. I can't see anything. I probably have to make a deduction. Oh, map. Oh, there's Norway. Oh, up in Hammerfest.
Hammerfest.
Or Hammerfest if you're not Norwegian.
Dundee. It's a whaling map. The murder weapon was probably taken from this rack.
Okay, so let's have a look at it. The notebook is connected to the... An ambush must be made tonight to see if the break-in attempts will be repeated. Well then.
Ha! Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Well, they probably wanted a notebook.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky.
And why is that?
Because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Well, I'm just gonna hide in the bushes behind here. Apparently, yes.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Right. We've been sitting here for hours, I imagine. Our feet must be hurting. This is very black.
Did you hear that? There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there!
Exciting. We made an arrest already in this case.
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
Oh dear.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Well then, off we go to question. Can I make any other deductions? No. He looks a lot younger in this game than in the previous ones. So this is supposed to be set after. Oh.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go to the evidence room first then. Is this the evidence room? This looks like the evidence room.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Not a lot, apparently.
The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Good question. We have a ring. I see an inscription.
And partner, 1883.
Oh.
From R. Dawson. To my friend, Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
I'm just gonna take his ring.
A
Don't mind.
handkerchief with the initials J.H.N.
Never mind that it's
A
evidence.
pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Okay, let's go interrogate the young man.
Locked.
That looks like it's inviting. What's down here then? Ah, a morgue. I didn't know police stations had morgues. With bodies in them. Oops. This way. Oh, he's already in here. Hello, John Nelligan. Oh, I can do a character portrait. So, expensive fabric, but it's got a patch and a shabby cap, so he's probably poor. Maybe he got this.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
He sounds so sinister.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
That would have been a yes or no answer, you know.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
But the engraving.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Oh, that was the jacket belonged to you, your dad.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well, I am
Well,
very good.
I will see you soon, young man.
Please let me go. I'm innocent.
I got something. Let's see. Swift actions. Nelligan's notebook. He probably wanted it back for some reason. Breaking attempts were made in order to recover the notebook. This proves the guilt of the person who made these attempts. Okay, but I do appreciate that I can just brute force this. We need to find out whether an unskilled and untrained man can use a harpoon well enough to kill by fully piercing a body. Okay, that sounds fun.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
I have a feeling it wouldn't be. Right, is this map? Yes. We need to go... Let's see... He seems to not be a usual thief. Well, I need to go look up the ring. And... what else do I lack? Oh, it's updated. Daring and successful seal and whale hunter. He's 19 years old, he's a small. Okay. Map. Make a street. I do like these loading screens. They're neat. Right, here is my archive. Heavy gold ring with the inscription from R. Dawson to my friend and partner.
That is not the one I need.
It is in 1883 though, so...
That is not the one I need.
Oh, Dawson and Elligan are bankrupt. Dawson and Elligan Investment Fund, a regional banking institution based in Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in its loan portfolio, and has accordingly been assigned for liquidation. It was the 23rd largest bank in Britain, and its bankruptcy was the second largest on record. The liquidation of the company is a pure catastrophe for many Cornwall families. Joshua Nelligan, one of the bankers, has since mysteriously disappeared. He was last seen aboard his yacht preparing for departure to Norway. Nelligan is wanted both by the police and his creditors. Well, you're not going to find a tax haven in Norway, I'll tell you that.
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Oh. Where is, dog.
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
That a good dog. Watson, I'm gonna have to harpoon you.
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No.
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible, but if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Yeah, there you go.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Do I head to Whitechapel then, or...? I do.
I need to take a harpoon with me.
Oh, okay, so we're going back to Woodman's first. Have you taken down the body, or is it still dangling on the wall? Do I need more?
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Oh, I need another boot. Well, they've removed them. Not the blood, though.
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
Off to Whitechapel. This doesn't look at all like the Whitechapel butcher I was at in the Jack the Ripper game.
Well,
He must have
here we are in the
upgraded.
preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
Okay.
Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
I did try.
The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
Okay, listen, I'm doing my best here. This is... There you go.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
I suppose.
Very well, but please hurry.
Suppose I only
Of
mangled
course.
3 of them. I did pretty well. Strength requirement. Pin to the wall, I'm sure. So let's see, it's either a feat of strength or a lucky throw. I have a feeling it's probably strength. Yeah. In this game you can have like multiple endings to a case. I'm gonna leave that one for now, because I'd like some more info before I make a deduction. Back to Scotland Yard then. Evening, officer. What's through here? Nothing. And I was down to the morgue.
Locked.
That was locked. I have more questions, John Nelligan.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
I am curious though. I mean, come on. Did he go to Hammerfest just because it's easier for the English to pronounce? Why didn't you, run off to Tromsø or Mjøndalen? Suppose that is kind of difficult to get to Mjøndalen with ship, but I mean, you could, in theory.
1883. That's the one I need.
Let's
This
have a look.
is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Was he stupid enough to go by his real name?
This is the crew
Yeah, thank you.
log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away.
Dun, dun,
Log
dun.
notes for Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Where have I seen the abbreviation before? Probably in a newspaper. Wiggins might help to find the crew of the Sea Unicorn. You should be somewhere at Baker Street. Okay. Back to Baker Street to go. I must be paying a fortune in coachman.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
How long is Wiggins going to stay a child though? Because like this is what 1894, 1895. Yeah, this is 1894, and last time we saw Wiggins was in 1888. He's going to stay young and useful for the rest of his life.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
No, it looks like he's aged a bit.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
If only barely.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Was he talking with his teeth gritted? Sounded really upset for some reason.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
Well, I already have a map. Probably should change suit, given that it's been days and I've been wearing the same.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always. What happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes, he refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Oh, really?
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
I'm not sure if I should pity Lestrade or not. You know what, it might be actually a good thing that no one in this game emotes, because
These are the suspect's belongings.
I'll take those boots.
Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5.
Because if they had been emoting, that's delivery wouldn't have been as funny.
The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals. A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
Can I talk to Liam Hurtley? Is he like here somewhere? please.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
Let's see then. Oh, that's a scar. Handkerchief with crusted tips. How about his hands? Gardener's hands. So you're the gardener.
That's all for now.
Oh, okay. I thought I could talk to him about it. But he did give me, or well, he didn't give me, but I acquired his boots. So we're gonna go test them against the footprints. Woodmansley. I'm amazed that it hasn't rained and the footsteps haven't been washed away yet. This is England after all.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Oh well now. Let's see. Hurtley's footprints and no gardener means there is a gardener. It's proven that he was there. Judith Carey denies that he was their gardener. Can I talk to Judith? Is she still sitting in the same spot? Yes, she is. Apparently she doesn't need to move.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be. But he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Oh, that's a lie.
Thank you, madam.
There's the crusted tit again, so... off we go to interrogate Liam Hurtley again, I suppose. I think, at least. It's the tough one. What is he trying to hide? So we got the boots. Stranger arrested at the police. He's a former soldier who left the military after being wounded. He now lives a quiet life working as a gardener, probably at Woodmansley. Well, we might head back to Baker Street first, actually, and do the experiment and look through our researchers. Oh, that was Woodmansley. I can read. Let's see.
My archive. I can
Okay.
always consult with it, if needed.
Let's cover Hartley's letter then.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, The chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the 3rd one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Big yikes. Okay, so these are colorless, these are blue, this is green, these are orange. We need to use all of them. Orange comes 3 after blue. So... we're gonna cause an explosion, bearing in mind, because I don't actually know what I'm doing. This was wrong. What if we try blue? And then... green. And then blue. And orange. Colorless. And then orange and colorless. That's probably not right.
Done. Now I can proceed further.
That was right. Oh my god.
Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery.
I am incredible at mixing. Maybe I should stroke a bit more nicely.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
I did as you asked and hid them well, but I beg you to reconsider. Yes, and I remember our vows. I have done nothing dishonorable for which you me. Well then. Okay, so now we're heading back to Scotland Yard. It's a lot of back and forth. Mr. Hurtley. The fake gardener.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
Hurtley's boot match.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
Has it?
I don't remember.
That's circumstantial.
What would I be doing there anyway?
You're the gardener.
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
Well, I didn't just work with chemicals for you to lie to me.
I did as you asked, and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
I am
A
damn
touch
good.
of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
That's probably the shed, yeah. Ma'am, I'm gonna have to disturb you again. I'll do some light jogging. It's healthy for me. Also, you lied to me.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Thank you, madam.
I haven't really used my deducting skills in a while. I probably should.
Let's see what could be hidden here.
Speaking of wooden planks, ill-fitting plank. Uh-huh. Break it open. Found the box, which apparently levitates.
Let us see what is in this box.
Ah, okay. So this is like. Well, I've done these before. Always good when I don't know. Like so, hopefully. There you go, yeah. It was good when I can't see the entire puzzle. Bunch of letters.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
Oh, oh. Liam, my dear, you have been so good to me all the time that I have known you. I cannot describe these feelings, but I suppose that they are sinful and no good can come from them. I fear what might happen. I fear going against God. I thank you for your care, but I cannot leave the man with whom I have been bound by God. It is his divine will, and thus my husband is the cross that I must bear. It makes my life a living hell, but bruises fade, and you must not worry for me. Oh dear. Is there anything else in here? Ma'am, you do know who Liam Hartley is.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
Well done, you made a grown woman cry. Peter Carey is a non-smoker. Liam Hurtley's letter. Harmless flirting. It has been confirmed that Liam Hurtley was flirting with Peter Carey's wife and even fell in love, but it didn't go beyond the affectionate but harmless letters and words. Oh, we got a deduction. Hurtley's presence at Woodman's Lee on the night of the murder is explained by his affection towards Judith Carey and the fact that he worked there as a gardener. So he's innocent. Possibly. That could change, however. He could also be not innocent. Back to Baker Street then. I figured I'll do one case per stream of these guys. I think there are 5 in total.
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see.
Hugh Pattons, sailor. James Lancaster, helmsman. Patrick Cairns, harpooner. Rolf Talbot, sailor. John York, cook. Pablo Coventro, harpooner. He died a week ago. Well, we want to...
This man is a harpooner,
speak to
and his
him.
initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch. Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
Sometime later.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Well done.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
So, more introductions here then. Patrick Cairns. There you go. If the pouch belongs to Patrick Cairns, it indicates he's present at the crime scene, but it must still be proven.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
Well then, let's go put on a sailing uniform. I do believe I had one. Maybe we shouldn't go with the top hat then.
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
Shouldn't you put on a better disguise? You know, cover your head and your eyes and your everything. No? Okay. See which pub. And the fact you arrive by coach isn't gonna be suspicious. Right, so I'm looking for a man who does arm wrestling. So he's probably buff. Is that you?
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling on arm wrestling here.
I'm
You
Irish
seem
now.
like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
Alright, how do we do this then? Follow Patrick Cairns' facial expressions to understand his moves. Push, restrain, idle, and plan your counter strategy. Pay attention to your stamina. So, I don't understand this, but okay. So, when am I supposed to restrain and... I think he's winning. Damn it.
That's the arm that killed 100 whales. Care to lose another 10 shillings?
Sure. First we're gonna... Maybe I can learn some weaknesses. Yellow nails, so he does smoke.
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Right, let's give this another go. Pay attention to your stamina. Discretion to understand his moves. Push, restrain, and idle. How about I just start pushing right away? He's got like two facial expressions. It's constipated and... Okay, so push when he's constipated, and when he grits his teeth you restrain, okay. Oh my god, this is absolutely pain in the ass. There you go. Stop resisting me. Hit the fucking table. Holy shit, will you just drop down? Every time I think I have him on the ropes. This is the most boring and frustrating minigame I have ever seen. Finally. Jesus.
You were lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again.
No, I think that's enough.
I've had enough. You're too strong.
Come back later when you can use your arms again.
Oh god, I have to do that again? Are you kidding? Oh, fine. Yes, yes, I want to do it again.
Fine.
There you go. A lot faster this time.
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good
Wow.
winner as well. That's good. Let's
Hey
have
there,
a
Sarah.
drink. You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Ah, of course. It's been a dozen years since I sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger, we sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumours about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar and violent too. swinging those fists of his around. Was a tyrant, and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
Well, I'm
I
sure that's
see.
why they call him great.
Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Oh, do tell me.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she'd foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
Oh, I have a feeling I know who that was.
And who was he?
I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. And those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Oh, for sure.
Of course. Back in a second. I'm off to the Kazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Alright, and I'll plant this on him. How? Oh, okay. Just chuck it in his pocket.
Here it is.
And you didn't notice that I didn't leave.
Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Oops, you're undressed.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
Stay off the drink.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Indeed. Let's see, what do we have here? Patrick Kane's pouch. There you go. The pouch proves guilt, and it proves visits. I mean, it does prove his visit. Not necessarily that he murdered someone. Where's the door? There it is. What else then? I got all the character portraits. Sound inside the Sea Unicorn ship's log. What's his role in all that? I don't know. We head back to Scotland Yard, maybe? Oh, I've changed outfits. Do I talk with John Nelligan?
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
I'm not saying another word.
Okay, so I can't talk to any of them. Guess I'm heading back to Baker Street. having spontaneously changed out of my clothes.
You met Patrick Cairns, the harpooner. Do you believe he's the murderer?
Maybe. Oh. Oh, look at that. Now we got desperate jealousy has potential as well. So we still have something we need to solve. I do think that it was a feat of strength. Could have provoked him to committing murder, but I don't know. Can I investigate? To figure out the CRP or CPR or whatever it was called.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Do you just have to take a gamble, or no? If you say that's harmless. Oh, look at that. Hurtless motive, hurtless innocence. He does have motive, I suppose, which means that this one has to be changed. What happens if I press this one? Okay, that means this one has to be innocent. But I still lack stuff, so... back to Woodman's Lee, I suppose. I mean, most of what I've found so far is like circumstantial evidence. I'm fairly sure I need more. Mrs. Carey, I've lost my hat. Do I need to inspect logbooks again? No? I'm still missing the tin box. You're still weeping? Ma'am?
Leave me alone, please.
Sorry. Seems not to be a usual thief. What is his role in all that? Where the pages have been torn out. Find a use for the stock exchange certificates. Do I go talk to... I go talk to Lestrade, maybe.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
That's nice, but Mr. Moore.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Oh, compare with
All your fees
certificate.
are connected.
I see a CPR from here, so...
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
Right, so missing tin box and missing papers. Meaning valuable bond certificates were kept inside a stolen tin box. Oh man, well this was, let's see, John Nelligan could have been caught stealing the bond certificates. This might have been a motive for him to murder Peter Carey. Right now I only have, but he's kind of scrawny. So let's see here. Looking for papers, retrieving the notebook. So, what's here? He's innocent or... Well, the only one who really knew, it could either be Nelligan. I don't think, yeah, I don't think it's Hartley. I think it's either Nelligan or Cairns because of the... because of the tin box, but... I can't condemn Cairns just because I find him repulsive. So the question is, of course, who might be. He does not fit the portrait of the murderer either by physical or psychological description. That's true. I don't think he did it. I do think it is Cairns. He's really strong. He's broke. He could use the bonds. He sailed under Black Peter and knew how... knew about the papers and knew about Black Peter being a murderer. I think it's Cairns. Peter Carey was murdered by Patrick Cairns. Cairns is a professional harpooner. His tobacco pouch was found inside Cairns. It's a cold-blooded murderer. He's been found guilty of the murder of Peter Carey and must be punished. It was in self-defense against an armed and irrational drunk sailor. That's a good question. Like, technically I could absolve him, or I can condemn him. That is a solid dilemma, actually. I think I should absolve him. If only because I feel... No, actually I'm going to condemn him. Yes. See, this is why I could never be like a judge or anything. I would feel bad. I already feel bad.
If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Holmes, could you explain it to me?
As I informed you on our way here, Patrick Cairns is the murderer of Black Peter.
Why bring me here? Wouldn't it be better if we were out looking for him?
That would be futile, as he will be with us in approximately 12 seconds.
Oh, well, if this is your idea of humour...
No, I just heard the front door. Prepare yourself.
Good day, gentlemen. A young lad gave me a note from Captain Ahab. Am I at the right address? Is he here?
Indeed, it is the correct address. But in place of your captain, may I present to you Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard?
That means...
It means, my friend, that you are arrested for the murder of Black Peter.
What? What? A trap? You think you can take me?
Here now. We'll have none of that.
And I say that we will.
Oof. Okay, maybe I don't feel so bad anymore. Oh boy, quick time events. I'm very bad at these. Oh, I got him. Oof. Got him. That looked painful.
Lestrade, are you all right? Are you able to stand?
Oh, my jaw. Gore. He took me by surprise, Mr. Holmes. Otherwise, he would have seen what I'm capable of. Oh.
I'm sure.
Yes, he was lucky.
Ah. Yeah, but you got him.
It was remarkably easy. He lost his balance after he struck you.
And you practice boxing, I know. You must have hit him hard. Our fellow is knocked out.
We should call for a police cab and then take you to the hospital.
Yes, well, no need for a hospital. I would prefer to keep this between us. You know.
Of course, Inspector. The case is closed.
Well then. Hold to check your conclusion. May spoil the game experience. Peter Carey was murdered by Patrick Cairns, a professional harpooner, the only one capable of executing such an accurate throw. His tobacco pouch was found inside Carey's cabin. He is a cold-blooded murderer. You have decided to bring him to justice. Well, let's see then. That was correct. Accept decision. You're about to finish the case. A save file for this case will be removed. Press no if you would like to select another moral choice. Oh, we can see all the endings, but I think we'll stick with the one. I'm a justice seeker. People made the same moral choice. Apparently, I'm an asshole. Right. Let's see the start of this one and then.
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes. As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is. The one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There's someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We are about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the Crown itself. You must help us with those
methods of yours.
Need? Help? Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That's the point. You think exactly as they do. Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further...
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
But who's gonna look after my dog? I might as well actually just continue on, because I haven't been streaming that long. Who will look after Toby?
Look after Mrs. Hudson for us, Toby.
Oh, can I peek again? It's the same woman. We're not gonna look at that. I had a letter, apparently. What's this then? Strand, the grotesque murder of the former captain Peter Carey, known in private as Black Peter, has been resolved. The evidence that Scotland Yard received from a trustworthy source was more than sufficient to conclude that the murderer of Peter Carey was Patrick Cairns, one of Carey's former harpooners. In fact, the dangerous criminal was caught single-handedly by brave Inspector Lestrade in a hand-to-hand fight. Patrick Cairns is now sentenced to death. Well, I sentenced him to death. That's unfortunate. Right,
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
And off we go to the station. Or Holmes.
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Yes, at last.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase. But, Holmes, the headlight. It's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Quick,
Question mark.
fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
What, you're gonna walk on the train rails?
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
You're gonna get
There is no
run
use
over.
in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
Very early. Okay, let's see. I've kept the harpoon. Okay, we are going to solve the mystery of the vanished train.
Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation. How
about we head inside first? This looks like literally every train station I've ever been at.
This map will be useful.
You're just gonna yank it off the wall. Okay, Nottingham to London. New direct route. Exciting. But from where to where? Midland New Line and Thornhill. Very exciting. What are you stuck at now? I go through the door over here then. Waiting hall. Train service. What's in here?
First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
That would be in yonder direction. Oh, there's a door. Is this where they keep all the broken trains? Train graveyard. That's the thing to switch the lanes. The lane seems to be blocked, however.
There was a building here not so long ago.
But I don't understand, Holmes. Why would anyone destroy the shed in such a manner?
Fun.
It was disassembled in great haste. It is most odd.
For me, it would be fun at least. Take a sledgehammer. Smash. Oh, there it is. Real traces.
Traces. Let's take a closer look.
I mean, I'm fairly sure you could have seen those normally. Ah, I got my measurements now.
Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here.
Well, that's because I meant to.
Nothing interesting here.
Oh, maybe I need to do a cross.
The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches. The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials.
Well then. Could it be this cart over here? Hi, Watson. How about going through here?
This road should lead to the town of Evesham.
Okay. I am not allowed to go to the town of Evesham. Well, I believe we found everything of interest in here. Let's carry on down the road. Or not. Ah, no. Well, no. Sorry, my cat was being a menace. Is it in this direction it disappeared then? Imagination talent helps you visualize objects. I'm about to be run over by a ghost train.
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
Railway sleepers. Nothing unusual. A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here.
Well then.
There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, A negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising.
Right. Find out more about the vanished train. Well, we might as well ask the train station manager then. This is the water tower. Oh, cool, it had the water sounds as well. Hello, coachman. This is a cab. I don't need that right now. Platform tickets. To be given up on leaving the platform. Why is there no one in here? Message to all stations. Mr. Robinson is located at Bridlington Station.
A new telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson.
Sounds like a swell guy. Line, Nottingham, London. Composition, locomotive, call, car, first class car, postal wagon, special wagon, ordered by Mr. Robinson, second class car.
Here is the train set.
But we were in second class. We can't afford
a telegraph.
First class ticket. Is it possible to close this door? No. Ding ding, I would like service. Oh, there you are. I was looking for you.
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
Indeed. Oh. Sir Old Man. Honorary badge. What about the gold chain? No? Spots of Earth. He's married. Fully grey hair, so he's elderly gentleman.
Could you please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
Yeah, I've already stolen it.
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows, and they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private, and it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington Station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. What kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting. You mentioned a problem at Bridlington Station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
Thank you.
It appears that there was a small warehouse near your station, and that it was disassembled. Why is that?
It was burgled overnight about 2 weeks ago. The police have already started their investigation, but I doubt that they'll find anything.
What was inside the warehouse?
Nothing of value. A few 100 feet of standby rails and some spare railway parts. But it wouldn't be easy to steal all of that. And why would anyone want to?
Good
See you
question.
later, my good man.
Okay, so there is a warehouse here. Can I enter it? Ah, yes, I can. Junk pile.
An old locomotive bell. This part is probably from a locomotive. This place serves as a storage area for the station. This part is probably from a locomotive.
Okay. So that's pretty much all that is in the warehouse. Sorry, Watson. We have to go around, I think, to get the cab. Light jog. You're the one who said brisk walks. Exercise is good for the soul. We're going to Burlington then. It's very foggy. Anything of interest here on the train service? No. I
Railway post bags.
probably shouldn't be in here. Waiting hall here, that's more like it. Angry passenger. Good.
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
That sounds really unfortunate. I'm sorry, sir. Work clothes. He's probably on his way to work. He's married.
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night I were on the train as usual with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
Well then.
Were you aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need a ticket.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Oh, that's some nice racism right there.
Goodbye, sir.
You look American. That's probably racism from me, actually. Sorry.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
Angry man. Ah, he's Australian, not American. He's not married.
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention. But I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazes Company. I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost, along with the train and my prototype.
Oh no.
What do you know about the Barcazes Company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in, and yet I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see. I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damn train.
So you're the guilty part. I don't know how, but you smell guilty.
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you travelling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
Oh, damn.
The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barcazes Chilean Company.
Well then, let's see what we got here. Train vanished with people. Chilean stayed. Stolen rail track and... no? Okay, so... the Chilean stay on the train was just a coincidence, or the Chileans were left... I had a feeling that they were probably left there. For a reason. But, you look very young, and, gap in the floor. A sheet of paper.
The insurance policy for Robinson's machine. A significant sum.
Maximum cover amount, £15,000. Oh, wow. How about you? You seem young.
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions.
Let's have a look. Clean clothes. Instructions. Ink smudges. hold on.
Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with 2 furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand. Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did, and I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I have worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Rookie station master.
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
Ah, that is... Well, I'll tell you everything.
Well, we are
First of
bullying
all,
this poor
I
guy.
scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
Chesterfield Railway Attraction. Departed. Well, I can tell what this clearly says is arrived at 00:30 and departed at 00:35. It does sound like gibberish, but you know. Was there something here?
A telegraph.
Oh, okay. Well, time to take the horse and the cab to the next station. If I find a dead station master, I'll be very upset. No station master. Oh, maybe he's in here.
This bin is full of empty bottles.
Ah, drunk station master.
A telegraph.
Morse code alphabet.
I had thought that all station masters knew the Morse code, but apparently not.
Oh yeah, he seems quite out of it.
How could he fall asleep at work like this? Excuse me, sir. Wake up. Ah, his breath. He must have swallowed half a distillery.
And that explains the how.
By his sleeping off the alcohol, you mean? Wake up, please, sir.
What? The 18 hours 72 train has arrived?
Good day to you. We are investigating the disappearance of last night's train. and we should like to ask you a few questions.
He looks absolutely hammered. At least his clothes are neat. He's married. Oh boy. There's a bottle.
Were there any passengers who got off that particular train at your station last night?
No, nobody, it seems to me. Although I did not leave my office, so...
No doubt you were very busy.
You don't say. You can't ever get any peace around here. Now you have to send a telegram each time a train arrives and departs.
The station master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he received from you last night. It concerned the train, but it was barely comprehensible.
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
Binge drinking. Yes.
You were not tired, you were inebriated. Tell me the truth now, or I shall not hesitate to document your state in my report.
My friend means that you will end up by being sacked from your position.
All right. So I was drunk. I don't remember all of yesterday, to be truthful to you. Please don't go harsh on me.
Holmes, this man has consumed a considerable amount of alcohol. He's not entirely helpless yet, but...
It will not be long before he is. Obviously, his testimony cannot be trusted.
Right, we got more deductions. Chesterfield several gram, and he is untrustworthy. So it might not have passed through Chesterfield at all. We need to find some more proof that it did before we can make that conclusion, though.
A fishing advertisement.
Right, let's see. Oh, wrong button. I'm sorry. Chesterfield railway station should be carefully examined. Okay, so we're not done here. Alright, here's the waiting hall. I was already through here earlier. Doncaster. Is this a warehouse? It is.
A handcar wheelbase. Interesting. It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere. Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Of course not, Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply disappear.
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand my point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
Yes, of course. We saw it coming. The headlights, and heard the whistle.
But that is it. We didn't see the train itself.
Oh, but... Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
Let's see. Spare parts... and... Fake train experiments. The dismantled handcar seems directly connected to our mystery. Reconstruct the handcar to see if it can imitate the vanished train. Well, we're gonna need this one. I'm gonna have to build it.
I should use the appropriate object here.
Well, we need wheels. What else? There you go, and need another wheel.
I should use the appropriate...
Brake joints, brakes. Probably need another one. No, I need that. There you go. I've built us a fake train.
Now here we have the fake train that we saw approaching Evesham Station last night.
Doesn't look much like a train to me.
Be patient, Watson, I haven't finished yet. Try using your imagination. Our train requires only a headlight and a steam whistle.
Alright, I need a headlight and a steam whistle then. Headlight. And a whistle.
I need something long for the headlight to be attached.
Ah, okay, I'm not done yet then. I need like a stick. That looks like a stick.
The long pole is now attached. It will allow us to connect the headlight. The headlight is attached. The steam whistle is now connected.
Holmes, what can we do to make the steam whistle work?
It is elementary, my dear Watson. We shall need a fire extinguisher.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, I should probably find one there, apparently.
The fire extinguisher. Now let us see what we have here. First of all, let us pump the pressure inside the extinguisher. The steam whistle is ready to be used.
And then, there you go.
Watson, I do believe that we have created an exact replica of the train that vanished in front of us last night. The criminal mind can be most inventive. I am somewhat in awe.
So such a thing is possible. If someone went to all the trouble of creating this fake train, then it was surely with the intention of stealing the real one.
Ah, Watson, you should not jump to conclusions. In fact, this does not tell us very much at all, except that the train did not evaporate into thin air.
Although you half suspected it.
Ah, at any rate, we now need to find where the real train might be hidden. I suggest we use my archives to find a more detailed map of our surroundings.
Well, I hope that justifies our having to load your massive archive suitcase onto the cab. It made us extremely unpopular with our driver.
Some things never change. Fake train, spare parts of a handcar. How about stolen rail track? No? So what was my next, so I never read this. The train never reached Evesham. It disappeared earlier and was faked by somebody using a handcar and spare train parts from Chesterfield Station. Okay. So now, find out what the special wagon was carrying. I thought I knew that already. Right. Will be met in card case. I like 2 character portraits. Where is... That's an interesting carriage. I want to be driven around in that one. Search all map.
Now we have 2 maps. We must combine them properly.
Oh, okay, so I need to...
Here it is.
There you go.
There is a side branch to the railway. Its first switch is located between Bridlington and Chesterfield stations. There is one more station to be visited. It is located between Chesterfield and Evesham, and there should be a side railway to the nearby quarry. There is a small section of a railway at the end of Evesham station.
Right, so I got plenty of new places to go and inspect.
The switch is rusted, but it still works.
And then it's probably... I should probably head through here then. Mines.
Mines? This is interesting. It would be quite possible for someone to redirect the train towards the mines.
Indeed. Are we gonna go explore the mines then? Yes. Am I gonna find a crashed train here then? I feel
Here
sorry
are the
for this
mines,
cab driver.
Holmes. They appear to be abandoned.
The distance between the tracks is about 4 feet 8 inches. A lightly loaded vehicle came this way. There is a wooden beam lying on the rails. A small vehicle with wooden beams went down this way.
Well. Okay, here's the...
This mine has completely collapsed, Holmes.
There's
It is curious, but to be truthful, I am not entirely surprised.
It's difficult to follow you, Holmes.
Empty space. Missing rails.
Someone removed these screws, most probably to take down the rails. A few feet of the rails have been dismantled.
Does that match with the missing ones then? Indeed. Mines are collapsed, stolen rail track, no. Let's see. Somebody stole the rails to temporarily cover the missing section of the railway into the mines. What was this one? Oh yeah. Collapsed mine, pile of stones. Paper package.
This is an unusual kind of paper, stiff and dry. It was used for a specific purpose. Let us look inside.
Whoop.
Sawdust. I am almost certain it is a... Watson, could you assist, please? Do you have your pistol? Good. fire at this package.
Preferably not while I'm still holding it. Okay, so I can... I missed. There you go. Third time's the charm. I'm used to crosshairs.
Dynamite.
So, mines were blasted. The mines were collapsed to hide the train, or the mines were collapsed somebody wanted to close them intentionally. Good question. Is there anything else here? Excuse me. Oh, look at that. That's creepy. That's even more creepy. There's nothing in here. There are ghosts at this place, I'm fairly sure. Mine guards. Box.
This box must be the safe. Let's open it.
Use a knife. Oh, it's another one of these. Like so. There you go.
The Mexican company Caracao and the Chilean Barcazas both want to buy the mines. I need more information. Perhaps Mycroft could help.
We inform you that representatives of the Barcazas group are granted free access from now on. The company is the future owner of the mines. Also, starting from today, a no trespassing rule is upheld against any representative of the Caracal Consortium. The preliminary contract of sale has been cancelled. Do not provide any explanation. This information is confidential. So we're gonna send a telegram to Mycroft eventually then. There's a station down here. So, let's see. This looks... Oh, it's Doncaster. This looks very, very gloomy. Oh, bye, sir.
Funny character. He looks anxious.
Oh, sorry. Inhale.
This scent is familiar to me, but in order to recognize it, I must combine my associations into one picture.
Is that a sombrero? Might be this way, actually. Yeah, there we go. Oh, come on, that is almost perfect.
A A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. Ricardo.
You already know the name of this man? Holmes, you amaze me.
No, Watson, I refer to the cigar. It is a Ricardo Tarrant, a Mexican cigar of an excellent quality. Quite an expensive one, too.
Well then. Ashtray. Piece of burnt paper.
This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs. A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. These ashes and cigar stubs are similar to the one that we found on the floor. Some of the stubs were recently smoked. There are others that appear fairly old.
That means that the fellow spent several days here. Judging by his clothes, he's hardly a traveller or a tramp.
Well concluded, my dear fellow. A man who smoked the Ricardo brand of Mexican cigar spent several long days at Doncaster Station.
Oh, I would have gone insane.
Apparently, there was a conflict between the Mexicans and the Chileans.
Interesting.
This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs.
Yes, thank you. Is there anyone in here? No? Horse racing
Newspaper
magazines.
articles on horse racing. Hurdle, steeplechase and flat racing. He is a true enthusiast, Holmes.
Or addict.
Betting slips for horse racing.
Like I said, addict.
The sums are quite impressive.
It can be an expensive vice. This man had probably used all his savings.
Contact Mycroft.
I asked Mycroft to find out some information on the WEA Coal Company. Here is his reply, and it is an interesting one.
There are two companies, the Chilean Barcazas and the Mexican Caracol, both wanted to purchase the WEA coal mines. The Mexican Caracol consortium had established an initial deal and had prepared all the papers. However, the Chilean Barcazas group, aided by their influential connections, managed to snatch the concluding deal for the mines. Hold on. So, coal and Chileans, Mexican versus Chileans. No grudge. I'm not so sure about that. But where is this man?
Holmes, look. There's a flooded area over here.
I believe that the flooded area might be worth checking.
Let's see, we finished in the waiting hall. Left luggage.
Railway post bags.
Oh, look at this. Station master bag.
This post bag belongs to the station master.
Well, I'm sure he won't mind if we snoop. This was a lawyer. In reply to your last warning letter, I wish to assure you that I shall soon honor all of the latest installments that I need to pay, according to my debts. Edward Duff. Then a letter to the wife. This is illegal.
The station master appears to have found himself in some financial trouble.
My darling, I ask you to trust me this time. I shall soon have more than enough money to repay the house mortgage. It's only a matter of days. You may continue living in the house without me, since that is your wish. Please know that I still care about you and hope that you will forgive me one day, despite all of the harm I have caused in recent years. Yours, Edward. Oops. Wife left. Got no savings. Heavily in debt. Are you okay, Mr. Station Master? I'll get to you in a moment. There's a warehouse here I want to check out first. No, nothing here. Hello, good man.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. John Watson. We are investigating the case of the vanished train.
Is that so? Well, good day, gentlemen. I am Mr. Duff, the station master of this station. I'll be happy to help you in any way I can, but there's not much that I can tell you about last night.
Melancholy. Yeah, he does look quite sad. I think he's crying. He's missing a button. Oh no. Ring mark. So, wife has left. It's unfortunate. I've missed something. Oh, here we go. No watch.
It appears that you may be at risk of some flooding along the line here.
You mean that the whole bloody lake is at our feet?
Quite so. But it is strange, because according to my map there should be a quarry here, and behind that the lake.
How should I know? I only arrived here a few months ago.
And where did you work before that?
I was working in Nottingham, but I asked for a quieter place, so they transferred me here. Life is cheaper. I can't really complain.
Right.
Did any passengers leave or board the train last night?
No. I saw no one as usual. I reported the train's passage by telegraph, just the same as all the other nights.
I observe that you are a gambling man, Mr. Duff. You had hoped that your relocation to this small town might have helped ease your addiction, but it was not to be.
I beg your pardon? Addiction to what?
Yeah, horse racing.
We found a number of horse racing tickets inside your office. Well, well, we all have our weaknesses.
Yeah.
An expensive obsession, surely, for a station master.
Personally,
It is
I'm
none of
addicted
your
to
business. I occasionally attend the races with my colleagues. And anyway, that's my private life.
There was a gentleman of Mexican origin, I believe, in the waiting room. Did you notice him?
What? A Mexican? Here in the back of beyond? Are you quite sure about that?
Yes.
Goodbye, sir. It is obvious that we cannot inspect a quarry. Instead, we can check the beach area around the flooded lake. Watson, it seems that both South American companies were involved in the purchase of the mine.
The man at Doncaster who fled our approach, he smokes Mexican cigars. Perhaps...
Yes, Watson. We should certainly speak with him.
But he ran away. Where'd he go? Doncaster money received money. Telegram. Right, yes, the train passed through Doncaster. Station master lied and sent a false report. Perhaps he was bribed with the money he desperately needed. Indeed. Could very well be. What's through here then? It's lit up, so maybe I can go inside. Nope. This feels like a deeply haunted game. I can't explain why. Do you want like to use a fishing line or something to investigate this? Where's that Mexican man? Oh, he's back.
Please, sir, we would ask you not to leave. We have some questions.
Are you the police?
No, we are employed by the railway company. We are collecting witness statements about the train that disappeared last night.
Lo siento, I'm in a hurry.
Really? It seemed that you were waiting here for someone. Could you tell us if you were at the station last night?
No, I just arrived from South America.
A formidable journey, no doubt. Which country are you from?
De Chile.
Oh, he's Chilean. A very funky moustache. Very well kept. Anything in your pocket? No. Martial arts. Smokes expensive cigars. Strong build. He's gonna punch me, isn't he?
Chile? But you are Mexican.
No, you are wrong. Why would you think I'm Mexican?
You smoke Mexican cigars.
Because of your cigars.
Sí, cigarrillos. So what?
Those cigars are the Ricardo brand, from Mexico. It is quite impossible to find them anywhere but there.
Pero not your business.
So you are Mexican.
I don't suppose that you are on vacation. What business brought you here?
I was to meet my fellow compañeros. Where did you arrive yesterday? They were on that damn train. I will stay here and hope that the authorities find them, or their bodies. It's now my responsibility to repatriate them.
Who authorized you to do that?
The company I work for.
Could you tell me the name of the company?
It's not your concern.
And what is your name?
Enough questions. Buenas tardes.
Not a very friendly man, and he is lying. He said that he just arrived, but we know that he has been here for several days.
Indeed. Suspicious Mexican. Right, what's my next goal then? Valuable insurance policy for a prototype. Oh, I could probably talk to Sam in the side railway branch that leads to a quarry at the station located between Chesterfield and Evesham. Inspect the beach area around the lake. Oh, okay, I can go all the way up here then.
Here we are at the beach that is located near the quarry and Doncaster station. It doesn't look like a very good place to rest.
Oh, it looks kind of filthy.
These traces were made by a carriage. Look.
I'm gonna have to measure them again, aren't I?
Nothing interesting here.
No, come on.
Nothing in...
No?
Nothing in... No. No. The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches. The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep.
Horse marks.
The vehicle would have... The vehicle would... The vehicle pressed this stone into the ground. It would have been quite heavy. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials. The traces found at the disassembled shed near Evesham and at the lake were from the same vehicle.
These porta potties. You need to use the bathroom. That's blood.
This place was abandoned fairly recently.
Yeah, still smoldering.
Observing the coastline and the moored boats, we are able to see that the lake's water level dropped. The lake has flooded the quarry. The dam was probably breached.
Is there like a road up to... Nope, that's not the way I want to go. Boat trip.
An advertisement for lake cruises.
Exciting. Let's see. There's a plate.
A label with the name Las Zarpas.
I'll take it. I have officially inspected the beach. Well, I want to talk to the guy in Bridlington, I guess. Okay, so we have completed all the character portraits. I need to inspect my portable library.
An abandoned gypsy caravan.
I don't think you're supposed to use that word. Let's look for the Zarpas then. Okay. Maybe in encyclopedias. Newspapers, I don't know. Immigration advice?
My search should be focused upon the name Las Zarpas.
Okay, okay. Picture of Dorian Gray. Nice. Good book. Also good book. Yeah. Okay, nothing in my earlier Riley. Das Kapital. Las Zarpas. Barges are leaders in heavy goods transportation. The Las Zarpas label belongs to the Mexican consortium Caracal, who cover shipping, electricity services, and mining.
Here it is.
So what do we have now? They have barges, special transport. Recently utilized barges at the lake, probably to transport something very heavy. Right, well, we're gonna have to go back to Bridlington. Just a nice circle here. And talk to the Aussie. Right, this was the wrong room again.
According to this document, you have insurance for your prototype.
Oh, thank God. Where did you find it?
Near the telegraph station.
I must have lost it when I tried to send a message. which I was prevented from doing.
I apologise for that, but regulations state that public access to the telegraph is strictly prohibited.
Upon my word, you keep on digging that hole of yours. You have no idea who I am.
I see that you kept your grip sack with you. Why don't you leave it in the luggage room?
I've had other things to think about. I lost my prototype. And this idiot station master just stands here doing nothing to help.
Oh, but...
Well, that won't do at all. Station Master, I believe that the regulations state that any passenger luggage should be taken to the luggage room.
I'll do it right away, sir. Sorry, sir.
That's just so I can spy on it,
This
isn't it?
Robinson is quite a character. We should learn more about him.
Time to,
This grip sack belongs to Mr. Robinson.
I think we should open it, Holmes. This is what they call force majeure. I'll keep watch.
Of course.
It only looks like it has a basic lock on it. Oh, of course it has one of these locks. Not very secure, is it, Mr. Robinson? I see. There you go.
Look, Watson. A bundle of contracts. Very suspicious. We should study them carefully.
This is an
exclusive sales contract.
Regarding the prototype I mentioned, dedicated to appliance supplying electricity in an autonomous way. Emmett's an electric company. The buyer understands that they are purchasing this device as is and are in agreement.
Mr. Robinson is the seller.
He's not responsible for any problems that may arise with the prototype after the purchase, whether or not those issues were known by either party at the time of purchase. The buyer is obligated to make prepayment in amount of 10% of the prototype price in advance upon signing the contract. The remainder should be transferred within a 1-month term. There's another exclusive
Yet another exclusive sales contract.
for Hong Kong General Electric Company.
Mr. Robinson is the seller.
Oh, go back.
Yet another. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Yet another Mr. Robinson is the seller. Well, it is very clear that this Mr. Robinson received prepayments from various people for his machine.
I have a feeling he's a scam artist. The loss of the machine is disaster, Mr. Robertson. Even though he planned this fraud, he has lost far more than he could gain. The insurance will not cover the total cost of the prototype. Or he is insurance and multiple fraudulent exclusive. Yeah, if it's 10%, they should more than cover the cost of losing it, quote unquote. Now, what remains? Examine the Sade Railway branch that leads to the quarry of the station located between Chesterfield and Evesham. Okay, so Evesham, Chesterfield. That's in Doncaster then. And then it's gotta be on this side. Oh, I'll probably have to try to drain this somehow then. Or is there another path? Oh yeah, here it is.
This railway branch should lead to the quarry. Let us take a look. The rail is rusted and looks old, but the railway is still usable.
Okay, that was what I've already inspected. Another line.
The railway ends here. That is strange.
Hmm. It's really eerie, isn't it? And the like swamp sounds and.
The switch is rusted, but it still works.
Let's see, stolen rail track. Yeah, time to put some pieces together. I have a feeling that I don't think it passed through Chesterfield. Somebody stole the rails to temporarily cover the missing section of the old railway to the flooded quarry. Cover the missing section of the railway into the mines. I think it was into the mines. I think the Chileans are in the mines now. Could have been sunk, or... No. After the train was moved inside. So, the train is sealed underneath the collapsed mines. Here, that one I'm unsure of. It probably missed Doncaster as well then. If I go with them being angry. I have a trap. Maybe he's a victim after all. But at the same time, it might have been sunk. Maybe it did pass Chesterfield. In which case, none of this works. Maybe the train isn't in the mines, but in the... Well, they did go... They did have, like, the barges. So... that means that there would have to be this. But it has been sunk. Both are kind of... Both make sense, but I feel like that sinking makes more sense, given the heavy barges and all the equipment they had to haul off. I think they drowned them. Carefully planned murder. The Mexicans killed the Chileans and sank the train and fled the quarry to hide the crime. Now, do I let Markgraf deal with this, or do I contact Lestrade? I mean, it was mass murder. I don't think... we'll stick with... I keep condemning people to death, but fuck you, Mycroft.
Then the case is solved, Holmes. What do you intend to do?
Well, I shall require assistance for the arrests. There were accomplices.
Ah, but I know that look. You have your own ideas. What are they, Holmes?
On the one hand, we have Mycroft and his tedious political games. He will locate the guilty parties without any trouble. But it will be a long and drawn-out process, and possibly with some compromise that will be to Mycroft's benefit. Our other option is the local constabulary, and advice from our friend Lestrade. The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable of acting quietly. They rely on brute force. It could result in an international scandal. All the same, I think that I prefer the forces methods. It would be better to resolve the case quickly and efficiently, without any talk of politics.
Let us go home, then. I'd like to begin writing a draft of this story.
No, I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Well, all right. What did I miss?
Watson, we know that the Barcazas Company directors were drowned in the flooded quarry, along with the train and Robinson's prototype. But we still need to corner the guilty party.
But how do you intend to prove... Oh, no. Please don't tell me we have to dive into the lake.
Huh. You may rest assured that I have a far better idea. We have only to use our corrupt Doncaster station master as bait. He will unwittingly trap our Mexican friend.
Of course, you already had a plan. I shall follow you, Holmes.
Bad idea.
Well, the case is solved, and we shall be heading home. May we have 2 tickets to London, please?
Right away, wait a minute. You've solved the case?
In a manner of speaking. Can you believe that the rescue service miraculously saved one of the Chileans who were on board the train? The police have ordered his immediate escort to London on the next train.
He pulled through, then? He's alive?
Yes, by extreme good fortune. His condition is quite serious, and the method of transportation has its risk, but he will be held securely by the doctor and police officers. The gentleman carries some vital information on this case. I am sure of it.
Ah, really?
Your station will be famous, Mr. Duff. The journalists will be here before you know it. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Oh, he seems quite in distress now. That's unfortunate. That's more unfortunate. Are you going to shoot someone, Watson? Beep beep.
Gentlemen, you are under arrest.
Caramba! You traitor! You double-crossed me!
Oh, that's not good. Don't shoot him in the head.
Good shot, Watson. I always knew you were a talented marksman.
Yeah.
I didn't want another life lost in this case, Holmes.
Ignore how I took
God.
3 shots
I
earlier.
thought I was a dead man.
To hit the
You
stationary
shouldn't be so
target.
glad about it. You'll be up before the judge.
Your testimony will be of great importance to the investigation. I would remind you that your cooperation will be the best way to ease your sentence. By the way, Watson, would you be so kind as to give me some shooting lessons later on?
Yes, but not in our sitting room, and not with you wearing a blindfold.
A shame. It was carefully planned murder. The ambush was played to their advantage. They used their own barges to keep the train on the run for a few seconds and then sank it in the flooded quarry. Railway tracks were removed to hide the crime. The Mexicans' inhumanity towards the Chileans cost many lives, so the decision was made to act quickly. The Strad will be informed. Well, is it correct? It is correct. Right. I can technically... What happens if I press... The game will load before the moral choice was made. Let's do that as a way of stopping the stream. Right. I will take my leave then and continue this at some other time. We covered like 2 cases out of I think 5, so we've made very good progress. So yes, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye!